Anahila Anahum. Today is September 4th, 2017. My name is Laela El Yah'Mein. I have not done a video since February, yet I am on again today because I wanted to just give a quick update on, my thoughts and my perspectives of how today is manifesting. So my video is called Trying Times, and how it's affecting all beings, whether you're black, white, yellow, Puerto Rican, Haitian, doesn't really matter. But the times that we are going into will be trying on many dynamics, because the spirit of all the beings are not being where they need to be, and then the physical part of man have not become what it should be. And that's two parts, so I'm going to break that down for clarification. And I'm going to start off with the physical man, because the physical man, we are able to get up, work, dance, sing, joy, and rejoice in our, in our flesh, and just do all things that the flesh is operable to do. And yet it's lacking. You understand? It's lacking happiness, even though you're getting up and you're going about your daily lives. And then the spirit part of you is suffering, meaning you don't feel the joys anymore. You've given up on God, and you're tired of the turmoils and so much lies and truth being mixed with garbage. So we're going through troubling times, and the world is feeling it. Regardless of where you're living on the earth, you're feeling it. You're seeing it, with all the hurricanes that has yet to come, but are coming and has come already. You're feeling it. And many people are going to suffer. Many people are going to wrestle. But these are trying times for a reason, because these are the testings of our spirits. The testing of the spirit for the whole, which is communities, families, your personal relationships. Is this affecting you? And people don't like to think that the weather has any effect to who you are as a person. And then that's not true, because the sun affects you. And if we call ourselves children of the sun, then that means that you are connected to cosmic forces. And these cosmic forces affect your mind. It affects your mood. It affects your vibrations in so many ways. So through these trying times, because things are shifting on the planet, and everybody is on some weather, the weather is is man-made or not, and are these things an act of God? And it is written to be wary of, lying signs and wonders. Like on August 21st, this fake eclipse. And I'm calling out it as being fake, because when darkness truly comes, trust me, there will be no more light. So does man and can science alter frequency and alter things to be what they want? And the answer is hell yeah, they can. Have you not seen your Georgia Guidestones that the plan is to reduce the earth population to 500 million, and there's billions of people? So they want to reduce you, indigenous, black, Puerto Ricans, whatever you call yourselves. Whoever is not considered a part of this elite status, then you're, like Hillary Clinton said, a deplorable on the earth. And then on the flip side of it, there's a spiritual connotation to it as well, because these beings are connected to beings, whether they look black, white, yellow or not. They have access to these cosmic places, these forces that a lot of us as humans do not want to believe exist. And that's the sad part, because even in the Bible, if you're reading the Bible in the Quran, or if you're reading the Torah, I mean, God did not come in here from nobody's womb, right? Didn't he come into the earth? So if he came into the earth as is written in the book of Ezra, right? You know, they came into the earth, and in Moses, the whole story of Moses tell you how the earth, well, Noah and Moses too, the earth had been destroyed. So if the earth had been destroyed and everybody was washed away and they died, then how the hell did they replenish themselves again? All right, so think about that. The earth can be replenished at any time. So through that replenishing, because what, if you look at the ending, it tells you that it will be as it is in the days of Noah. So in the days of Noah, are we not repeating ourselves here on the earth? I mean, no offense to you homosexuals, and I'm going to be blunt about it. It's wrong. When I say wrong, I mean it is seated in defilement and filth. And not only because two men are banging or two women think they're doing anything. It's just, it is written that one will be grinding a man will be laying in the bed and one will go. And then the two women will be grinding at the mill and one will go. And you know, God had to show me, what does this mean? I mean, why would that happen? And then I had to get clarification because, you know, a lot of people are wrestling with this homosexuality spirit that's going on. And I blame that on the atmosphere here. Not only that, even in foods, there's so much things to entice us in our minds. And it's written that even if you know things are wrong and your mind is so adamant into doing it, it is better to cut your hands off. It's better to remove whatever part of the flesh that doesn't want to be obedient. But instead we fall by the way of temptations, right? So in that, disobedience becomes a whirlwind of trouble. And man brings on that trouble, you know. God give power. He gave power unto man to do many things. So if you read in your scripts, I hope you read correctly. So, and in knowing this, as I said, one will be grinding and the other one will go. And one will be laying in the bed and the other will go. And then I had a family member who, let's say he's black and he's dating this white guy. And he had a dream that the white guy was a clone. So people don't think that cloning is going on. And it's so sad. And what woke me up into human cloning is, you know, my own son who perished, and me seeing multiple bodies, knowing you could, okay, then there is human cloning. And if you have an issue with believing that, then you need to go to check your congress.gov, because it has numerous legislation that has been passed of human cloning. So get your mind right and wake your brains up and wake up, because it's going on here. You know, science, artificial intelligence, they using you, a part of this AI. You understand? Your flesh. Anyway, so, and knowing the story that he stated that, you know, the white guy was used to consume him. And then that made me go back into the book of Matthew. When the book of Matthew, it tells you how the farmer seeded seeds on the earth. But then his enemies came right on in and seeded seeds too. So if God had a divine plan for every one of you, believe it, his enemies has a plan to wipe you out. So when you disobey God, the enemy is like, thank you, because now I'm going to go reap what they have sown. So if someone is laying next to you that it may not even be a human, but they're there to reap, and you will have no knowledge because you lack the knowledge anyway. You reject so much anyway. But this is the art of, if you're reading things spiritually, that hands. You understand God? He has hands here. The Lord of hosts. Meaning I can take form of many things and I can use others as thy wilt. I mean, I hope I'm getting through to some people. And if I don't, you need to keep reading. But anyway, so and to know that we are in the stage of reaping. And even though the wind's going to be blowing hard and people are not going to be helpful, this is the times that we're going into. So we're going through some trying times, and it has to happen on the earth because it's time to replenish. And people don't want to believe that there's a replenishing that will happen, and it shall be. We will perish, many, because they don't want to see the truth for what it is, and many are rejecting God. And when I call on God, because people can call God whoever and whenever they want, and they can call on Yah, that's who I know the name of my father is, because it's also written in Hosea 13 that Asher, and if you read it up, and if you have many numerous versions of a Bible, is going to tell you Assyria will not save us, which doesn't make sense, because Assyria is what? A dwelling place. But who is the God over that dwelling place? And if you keep reading, you'll understand, and you'll see Asher was the actual name that was written, but he has a name, and therefore it is written that I am, which is Ea, Asher, Ea. So he is the only one who's going to save us, and it is he that causes all things. He's the stirrer upper, just like in Ezra, he stirred it up. So everything and all things can be stirred, and he can use his vessels to stir things up. And it's going to get stirred up. Number one, because there's no justice on this earth. There's the delivery of justice is slowly, very slow. And if you don't listen to the Spirit, because your God says that he is a God of the Spirit. So you can't look to man to give you any edification of what is already within you. Your spirit alone should have some value. You don't value your own spirit, so you can't get mad at that preacher man, because he could only deliver the word to the best of his knowledge. You can't get mad at that church house, because they're only there to service you to the best of their knowledge and their understanding. And within us all is contained infinite wisdom, infinite knowledge, because your God said that I place myself within you. So if you go within you, you'll seek me and you will find me. And there I lay, right? So if he's inside of all of us, then we should be able to hearken, because he speaks. So many claim, that they hear the voice of God and they know that God is real, and then you should be hearkening along with the hearing, because that's obedience. And the obedience is that those who are of him, they will hear him, and they're going to hearken, and they're going to call him by his name, number one, because I don't know whose this Jesus piece is. And that's what troubles my heart today, because we are in a world where we are defining ourselves based on a lie. We don't want to hear the truth that Jesus is not real. His name is King Yeshua. King Yeshua. You understand? And he's the truth. And if you go and read about Paul, it tells you about Paul when he went with Barnabas, and they ran into a sorcerer named Bar Jesus. So when the church still calls on Jesus, that says to God that you ain't listening to me. You don't want to hear me. You're not being obedient to me. So you got to stir it up. You understand? Because Jesus is not, he's not who he say he is. It's in the midst in the realm of sorcery. And sorcery has been going on. It is going on before, and it's still existing today. And in these troubling times, you have your principalities that are in high cosmic places. In your Bibles, it may say heavenly, but the heavens is up there in the cosmos, right? So when we read for edification and we learn truth, because it's within you to know, it says to seek ye and ye shall find. Why we have to seek? Because number one, it is written even in the last pages, the book of Revelations. It tells you they're going to take me out that book. They're going to change the words up. And they're going to remove me, so you will not find me. So if you seek me, you will find me. But I am a God of the Spirit. I do not dwell in the flesh. So you can't look upon flesh to give you God. Flesh can't give you God. So you can't go to your pastor and be like, God, you got to teach me who God is. No, he said to come in within me, within you. And that's one of the rules and regulations that is required upon all men, is to seek the Spirit of God. Because the flesh ain't shit. You understand? It ain't shit. The flesh will deceive. And the flesh is still wondering. It's trying to get up out of that flesh. So we can't go and rely on our flesh. We need to go and rely on the spirit, because that is where your God dwells. He is of the spirit. And then number two, when you're reading things, especially scripture, people, it is great to have a dictionary. Go get that dictionary, Lord. Because people play on words. They want to play on your mind. They want to play on our spirit. They want to play on our souls. So the more people that is left here to perish, your enemy gets to reap, and you will become his wine. That's your blood. And your bones and your flesh becomes his meat, because he will reap off of your spirits that she didn't choose to listen anyway. And they know that there's something mighty coming into the earth. And they know it look like you. And the people who dwell and rule on this earth, they have no caring over the God who created you. They make movies like Arrival to show you that dark matter that's coming, that dark energy, that black energy. Even movies like Aliens, they're always aliens, but they're black, right? They never look like humans, because they don't want you to know who you are. I mean, you're not going to go look, so why would they? But for those who are of thy Father, they're going to go seek and they're going to go find. And then the world will shun you, because you're going to get a lot of uninquisitive people who are scoffers, murmurs. I mean, just laugh at them, because they are laughable. Because when darkness comes, they will be the ones in darkness. And people don't know what darkness is. I'm going to tell you what darkness is. Go look up the Chaco people. C-H-A-C-O. Because they lived a long time ago. And they had left these teachings to let you know that there's going to be a shaking of the earth. And people like to believe that because the Bible said Egypt is bad, that Egypt is bad. The whole earth fell. And not only Egypt, Samaria, Persia, East Asians. I mean, they done replaced us all. The people in Egypt, they don't look like the true Egyptians. The people of Persia, they don't look like the true Persians. The people in Japan, they don't look like the true Japanese that lived thousands of years ago. So this who live here in this America, which you call Mystery Babylon, it's a mystery because it's you stolen fuckers who don't want to know nothing, who rejects everything. And my Father, who said that if you reject me, what will he do to you? He gonna reject you too. So people are gonna get rejected, whether you call yourself Sapase or any Ase or all these Egyptian righteous brothers out here lying to themselves, calling yourselves pastors, priests, high priests, whatever you want to be, shaman, holistic teachers, witchers, whatever you claim you are on this God earth, you have no power. Really, man has no power. It's given unto you. So don't fool yourselves that this world is yours. And so many of us dwell on this firmament, acting like it's ours, like we teaching things that you was taught yourself. And who does it serve? Because many people are doing things just for profit, just for the sake of that almighty dollar. And I heard a sermon by, may he rest in peace, Miles Monroe, which was so amazingly true, is that everything is for the profit of that dollar. I mean, come on. How can you sell back what was never yours? It don't make sense. So when I see people writing books, talk about this is their version of what God said, I just want you to stop it. Repent. You can't sell words that are not yours. Okay, you can share, but you can't sell. You can't profit off of my Father's shit. Like, I'm getting sick of this shit here on this planet. And it's about to get stirred up, number one, like I said before, because there's no justice. And then back to the homosexuality, why they will reap. And the transgenders too, because you have many homeless families out here. And I mean, the transgender, they get free home. You're getting free health care, which comes with hormones. I mean, don't you not know that this world caters to your sin? That the evildoers who have their stolen power are here to cater to your sin? Because they know that they get to reap from you. And you don't understand that you have been deceived and tricked into believing that I can do whatever I want. Okay? I can do whatever I want. Yeah, you surely fucking can. But it comes with the fucking price. And at the end of the day, they're going to be eating you. Reaping your flesh. Does that not bother you? My people, does that not bother you that you will be the reapers who get fed on? Oh, your legislators and your governors, they know the divine truth. They know that we are the chosen nations. Even you, according to the Bible, it says strangers on the earth. And some of you are guests on the earth. All this is written about the Lord of Hosts and the guests that he let in. And you want to know something? Go watch a movie called Westworld on Spectrum TV. On demand. Very good, very informative. Westworld. It lets you know about the clones. And not only of the cloning is that we already existed already. We're not new. And then you got movies like Ghost Shell. I mean, come on. We're not new. We are not new people. And then you ask yourselves, Switzerland got control over all the blood banks. So we're being recycled. We're being brought back. Again and again and again and again and again. They're replacing humans. They're replacing us. You understand that? And then you got movies like Get Out that shows you that they want your brain. They want your eyes. They want your nose. They want your ears. They want your legs. They want your mind. They want your soul. And you offer it up freely. Like, we just don't care. So when these things and the calamities and these things are going on to us, you ask yourselves, are we ushering it in? Because you are connected to the cosmos. You can't call yourself a child of the sun and say, I don't believe that things are coming out of the sky. Well, how the hell are you connected to something that's in the sky? Or how can you call yourself a star seed if ain't the stars up there? Okay, so think about things before you start speaking. Things like that make me laugh because we are recycling other knowledge and we're not seeking for ourselves. And that's one of the detriments to why many will perish here, is because you don't seek for yourself. For the own edification of your soul, your own soul's sake, you should want to know the truth. And then that goes back to the bar Jesus, because I love the fact that, you know, the church is needed. People don't think that the church is needed. We are the church, woman. It's written throughout the whole books that the women are liking unto the church. This is why your man fall, your children fall, because we don't build up our temples. So you are the church. So you can't say you don't need the church because you are the damn church. So, and having the body of a church and being in the building of a church, I wish my churches wake up. Who wants to go sit in a goddamn church if the preacher man's still calling on Jesus? When we know damn well Jesus ain't real. So I have to ask myself, whose side are you leaning on? It ain't the Lord, because he would denounce that bullshit. Are y'all going to denounce that? Or you going to keep calling on the same demon your enemies beat your ass into believing? We ain't falling for that shit no more. His name is King Yeshua. It's written in the whole book of Ezra. You could go read so many books. I mean, Yeshua, Zechariah. I mean, just go and read it. It's there. Yeshua. But no, we want to fall into what is correct according to the world. You cannot edify this damn world. This world don't give a shit about you. These rulers don't give a shit about you. So why you care what he feels? Oh my God, we can offend people. They're offending you. They're offending your children. I watched a commercial on my phone actually, where a teacher was teaching children. Do we want to live in a world that because you're right, everybody has to believe in it? Or is it better to just go along for the sake of going along? Kiss my ass on that bullshit. So because, and this is how they defile the minds, because everybody like, yeah, you think you right. You think you right. Yes, right is right and wrong is wrong. You can't switch the shit up. And you can't be friends with your enemies, man. They don't mind you defiling yourselves. So if they tell you, look, homosexuality is okay, right? And then they smooth and butter it out. Well, we're not going to give you funding. Reject it. You don't need it anyway. You don't need shit of the enemies because, as I said, at the end of the day, he's going to reap from you anyway. So don't offer yourself to him so willingly. Fight for your fucking souls, man. Fight for the soul of your children. And stop putting your children in these schools, because I'm telling you right now, if you got sons that's 12 years and up, and you got Puerto Ricans, Asians, and white folks in these black schools willing to lock your goddamn kids up. Trust me. Because everything that I said, I've been through it. So I ain't going to speak on anything that I am not known or